complete pass because I really think he made a football move. I think he caught the ball, he moved to the side, and then our guy hit him, and then there was a fumble, whatever. I think the refs pulled that from us, but
as somebody who was at the stadium, the issue I had with it was that's a call to me that you stick with the call on the field. I didn't see anything, and ultimately it goes what I said to you on the show on Tuesday, Bryant. By the way, thanks for coming on again, bro. What I said on the show Tuesday, which if you have two men, if you have 2 men, or in this case 7 men, who have watched football the majority of their lives and have to question, is that a fumble and is that a catch and a fumble or incompletion? That's the issue right there to me. How do we have probably 50, 60, 70 years of football watching experience on this chat, and we even have to ask whether it's a fumble or not? That to me is the bigger issue.
Well, how many years have we been going by these rules? Not the same rules as a catch. I mean, the definition of a catch has changed, you know. So, and when you start slowing it down and you can see things a lot better, like 4K, it seems like if you can see every millisecond, it's starting to make new questions come up because you see new scenarios happening, right? It was made for like a black and white world essentially, but yet when you put it through the 4K and the slow motion, it's coming in color. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know anymore at this point. That's why it has to be kind of rule on the field, because unless you're talking about someone being down, like certain plays, if you slow down so much, it's hard to remember where you're at the point in time.
Yeah,
because you're just waiting.
Right, David. So, what's your thoughts on all of that stuff with the defense?
Number one, by the new NFL rules. But by the new NFL rules, that wasn't a catch. He didn't make a football move. By the old NFL rules, before they implemented that was 100% a fumble. Yep. I've been watching football a long time. When I saw it, I automatically thought he had possession. That was a fumble. But then I was watching the replay going, he didn't make a football move.
The football move itself is objective.
Very objective.
And that's exactly it, too. What refs are on the field, right?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
But see, like I was doing the play-by-play today, and first I said, "Ooh, that was a fumble. Ooh, that's a fumble," and I was happy. But when they showed the replay, I said, "Oh man, they gonna call it incomplete."
It was bang bang.
Yeah, because it was like
the
boom,
football
boom,
move and the ball getting knocked out. I felt bang bang.
And so I said, but I wanted to. I knew the referees going to overturn it, that they was going to call incomplete. Even Ryan, because he was with me, he was like, I said, "Oh man, they going to call it incomplete because he didn't make a fast enough move. He didn't get. They consider that he wants you to make at least 2 steps with the ball."
Well, or something that's really apparent. And if you slow it down, he makes a football move, really. But if you watch it in real speed, it's kind of bang bang. You know what I mean? So that's, like I said, when you slow it down, you kind of lose perception of things sometimes. So it's just bad. I think they should, the whole football move thing. Maybe they should just take that out. Maybe you should just have to be in possession of it for a full second, like no bobble, maybe something like that. Because really, you're going to be like, they got to make a football move, so they have to be an not a defenseless receiver, but a defended receiver, I guess you would say. Then you got a second to turn your head around and figure something out. You know what I mean? Like that's.
All right, I want to get Twin. What's your opinion on all this? Whether that was a catch or football maneuver or the defense in general for any of the stuff going on right now?
Man, honestly, at this point, I think I'm gonna have a semi-opposing view. At the end of the day, man, players just got to go out there and make some plays. We haven't been making plays. I mean, we can sit here and be tiki-tag about a lot of this stuff. Play better. Every individual need to go in that mirror, look at themselves, and say, "We playing like trash." You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it is. Fred Warner playing like our big boys are playing like trash. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I know we can say Steve Wilkes or some of these plays could have been this, could have been that. We just not playing down to football. You know what I'm saying? Throw out the last 3 weeks, throw that crap in the trash can. They should have started like Tuesday of this week. Like, you know what, guys? Let's go take 2 days off, decompress, relax somewhere, go do something, and let's come back, regroup, and let's not think about what just happened the last 3 weeks. There should be enough data, enough muscle memory, and enough experience through over the last 5 years with majority of these guys on the defense to go out there and have good tape, good experiences to go out there and play better football, man. And so I got to look at my leaders on all 3 levels. So I got to go to Bosa and Eric Armstead, 2 longest tenure guys on the defensive line.
How's it running?
Hey, wake the hell up. You know what I'm saying? You getting paid $35 million. You shouldn't have to have somebody cheerleading to come down here and tell you put some fire underneath your butt. You know what I'm saying?
Preach on that part.
You got $35 million reason. We got to see it. We make excuses. Look, man, when you the head honcho, just like if you was a quarterback of a team, you got a bad responsibility. When you are the highest paid player in the National Football League for your specific team, hey, man, go make a play. You can't tell me you got to have all 3 other guys playing perfect football for you to go out there and make a play, man. Nah, bro, that's why you get paid triple more than a lot of them other players. Go make a play. Same thing with Fred Warner. Hey, you all pro Fred. We give you a lot of grace because of the things that you've done in your past. But since week 2, if you ask me, I've been saying this on a lot of shows, you've been missing a whole bunch of tackles. You've been doing a lot
TJ, how many times have I said that?
You've been doing a lot of this right here. You've been missing tackles, over pursuing, and really getting, when you get hit, you don't hit someone and they go backwards. You hit someone and they char their leg or they run and they get 2 extra yards. So you're not.
Jason has been saying we've been hitting, not tackling.
Yeah, so like you're not literally laying the wood down. You know what I'm saying? So that's him. I think before the injury, I'll give my guy Dre Greenlaw credit. He was the one kind of a sure tackler, going sideline, doing his best. But once he sprained his ankle at least like 2 weeks in a row, and then he ended up getting hurt with his hamstring as well. So I know he's labor. I could tell he's labor as far as physically, and then also like you just said, now with his upper body with the injury with the shoulder, he's belabored. I'm gonna go to Huff. All pro Huff was everybody's favorite boy last year, but I'm telling y'all now, either the injury from this past summer is hurting him. He's not playing the same. He's doing something similar to Fred Warner. He's missing a lot of tackles too.
Missed tackles. He's diving for people's feet.
Yeah, he's blowing by holes. He's over pursuing just like Fred Warner. And also, whenever Steve Wilkes has called some plays that would have been working, but a lot of these guys don't execute perfectly. So when you miss tackles on the blitz, you over pursue on the blitz. Guess what happened? Big gains. You know who looks bad? The DC. He gonna get all the blame. You know what I'm saying? Because like, how dare you call that play? Well, he missed a tackle. He missed a tackle. He was an All-Pro last year. He was an All-Pro last year too. That happens. And Travis Ward, I don't think some people ain't bringing this up, but since this offseason, his heel has been terrible. He been gipping since week 1. He set out for a couple of weeks before the season even started because of his heel issue. And I believe, honestly, he just panned through injury.
Someone's phone going crazy.
I know, right? Somebody got that hotline bling going on. But
the trade going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna yourself real quick, homie.
Everybody check Twitter real quick.
You know what I'm saying? But I think so. Travaris Ward, though he was.
Did we just have an epic trade?
That's what I'm saying. So I think with Travaris, his heel has been giving him problems, and right now I think it's just so bad that he's grabbing because he doesn't have the physical capability as far as in his lower extremities. He never was a real speedster, And he usually was a guy that used a lot of hand contact. Now he's overly using a lot of his hands, and he's getting called up and jammed up for those things, which is now we're becoming a penalty-laden team. So that's bad news. And so at the end of the day, man, again, whether people want to point at Steve Wilks, I just think players got to make plays. Defensive players got to go look themselves in the mirror, have a kumbaya moment, man, and come back this week. Well, not this week, but, the week after next, and play 9 of football, point blank period. Swarm to the ball, make sure tackles, be disciplined. Too many veterans are making too many flags on the play as far as penalties, and just play sound football. Be consistent in the small things, and then you'll get the big things later on.
All right, so that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
See, about players making big plays and making them hits. One person that would get all our defense back in the 80s and stuff, get them pumped up, was Mr. Ronnie Lott.
Yep.
He'll make a big hit, and all of a sudden it comes like what they call that? Come like everybody started making hits. Everybody started getting on the defense, started getting pumped up. It was Mr. Ronnie Lott, number 42. Because I remember he stopped the Icky Shuffle. He didn't want that ball after he got that one hit. He was like the quarterback trying to hand on the ball. He's like, don't get that to me.
So, all right, Corey, since one of the questions I was going to ask everybody, Steve Wilks coming down from the booth, do you actually think that's going to help? Me personally, I don't think it is. He's not there's different styles of coaching. He is not that he's more of the intellectual style of coach where he needs to be able to see everything and then analyze everything like that. Some coaches that we've kind of gotten used to the last few years, like Saleh and DeMarco, was, they're the cheerleader types. They're going to get you pumped. They're going to get you doing all that kind of good stuff. I don't think it's going to come down. I don't think Wilks coming down from the booth is going to work. And who knows? It could come off as corny as hell because that's not necessarily his style. And so it actually backfires a little bit to where now they're like, oh, man, you're not even trying or anything crazy like that. So I don't think it's actually going to work. Corey?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead, Corey.
I think him coming off the booth, not be the cheerleader. I'm thinking him coming out the booth like what's your man next to you? What's his name?
Yeah, TJ.
TJ was saying, he will be able to be on the field talking to the players, all the players. He can bring the defense and make some changes on the field during the games, instead of waiting to halftime to come down and talk to them. He will be able on the sideline to say, look, this is what we need to be doing. This is what we need to be doing, instead of talking through a mic to one player and trying to get him to translate the calls to the other players. He needs to be, I believe he needs to be in the booth. I've been out that booth. I've been saying it for the longest that he needs to be out of that booth. He needs to be down there on the field with his team, his defense, be able to make them changes there. I'm not talking about being a cheerleader, rah person.
Yeah.
I'm talking about connecting with your players, talking to them.
Ryan?
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm just going to go around with everybody. Ryan?
Yeah.
Wilks coming down?
No board sports.
Oh.
Ryan?
What's up?
We hear you.
Wilks coming down from the booth. Do you think it's beneficial to the team?
No, not necessarily. There's a reason why he already wanted to be up there, right? He already probably explained this reason to Kyle. Kyle wanted all his defensive coordinators to be on the sidelines. I've heard people say it was kind of their personality. They're this, they're that. I think Kyle has other reasons. I don't think personality is really it. I think Steve Wilks explained why he wants to be up in the booth. I understand why a coach with secondary knowledge wants to be up in the booth. bringing him down on the ground might make things worse. I don't know. I think what our problem is we are not doing anything fancy up front. It's pretty much beat the guy across from you. Go out and beat the guy across from you. Everything is just line up, head up. And I think that's causing an issue. It's not everything. Our secondary's got an issue. They are not playing correctly. And that's, like I said earlier about the pressures. Those pressures aren't going to mean shit if you don't have a secondary in the backfield getting ready to intercept the ball or cut the route. That's where we're at. I don't think it's him I think he just needs to understand that we play a certain style of football, and he just needs to essentially learn how to call those 3 or 4 plays that we call. Nothing fancy.
David? Oh, sorry about that, Ryan. I thought you were done.
You're good.
All right. So I honestly think there's a disconnect in communication between whoever's on the field talking to Steve Wilks in the booth and Steve Wilks. There's some sort of disconnect going on because what the players are trying to relay isn't getting through until halftime when they actually talk to the man. Steve Wilks has never been a rah-rah, high-energy type of guy. But, we have a linebackers coach for that. Assign that duty to him. Why not? But I honestly think Steve Wilks on the sideline talking to the players would have an effect because the adjustments he makes at halftime would be done sooner. I still think he's a good NFL football coach. He's not going to be able to fix the offense, but the offense didn't give up 452 yards to the Vikings. Let's be honest here. And a big hole in our defense. This is something you guys were talking about just before I hopped in, I think. Oliver. The dude can't cover. I've got kids in the Pee Wee League around here that would just blow him away. And it's just like, it's hard to watch, At this point, we're missing Jimmy Ward. I heard you guys all talking about that. We are missing Jimmy Ward. Versatile player. Can play corner and safety. Guess who played corner and safety in college? This kid we have on the bench, a rookie named Jair Brown.
Yep.
So Isaiah Oliver can tackle. He can play the run. We're going to play. Okay, so can Jair Brown. So why not swap out Oliver, put him on special teams. People that are good at tackling are great on special teams, right? and let's bring in Jair Brown to play nickel. You never know.
I'm with you, David McNiner. That's one of the things I wanted to bring out. Where is Jair Brown? Like we kind of all fantasized about these 3 safety sets that we were going to see, and they were going to work Jair Brown into the fold and everything like that. And I mean, I'm not going to say that he hasn't been on the field, but there's not one particular play where I can recall right now that's like, oh, Jair Brown's on the field.
So TJ, do you think Wilks needs to come down out of the box?
Like I said earlier, I think the only way I would do it personally, I'm with No Border Sports. I mean, you're to me to handcuff him and put him in a position he's not comfortable in, or else he would already be on the sideline. I think people got an idea with Saleh and D'Amico Ryans, who, let's be real, are just different personality wise. Let's be real. Saleh, linebacker coach, intense, buff, workout, let's go type of dude. I mean, D'Amico Ryans, literally a middle linebacker in the NFL. So totally different personality wise. So he's not going to give this energy. When I was talking to the faithful at halftime and my various smoke breaks during the game, that's kind of what I felt like they thought the move to the sideline was going to do. But he's not going to be chest bumping. He's not going to be Saleh and D'Amico.
Yeah,
that would be fake, and that the players are going to see through that a million miles away. So you putting him at as a disadvantage. Like I said earlier, unless you hear mainly directly from Fred Warner, who's getting the calls. Look, we're having a communication breakdown. I can't give him the feedback necessary, in drive to say, hey, coach, we need to do this. And then I'm all for it. But bringing Steve Wilks isn't going to stop the missed tackles. Maybe I think there are clearly communication issues, but you can have the utmost best communication. But if somebody's right in front of you and they're bouncing right off you, I mean, even the screenplay where you and I kind of disagreed a little bit, Jason, because you're like, look, Steve Wilks didn't tell him to miss all those tackles. And I was like, bro, he wasn't touched for 15 yards once he got the ball. So there's a little bit of that, but it's like
even that touchdown off the cover zero blitz, if that was executed correctly, would have stopped the play. You know what I mean?
He just made the tackle.
Just made the tackle.
It's just timing. It's bad.
I ultimately think that they're not going to fire him. I think all faithful who think that they're just first of all, who are you going to bring in?
Crazy.
Because everybody says
Kaseric.
I said if everybody says Kaseric, and I'm like, let's be real. If he wanted to be a D coordinator, he wouldn't be here. He'd already be a D coordinator.
But what could he do?
Or he would have been our D coordinator, and somebody would have hired him as a head coach.
But he knows the 3 or 4 defenses that we run that are gold, that are just gold. Does he know when to throw him out there? I don't know. I'm just saying he's the next guy in the room because he was also in the room when Steve Wilks was interviewing.
Well, also, I want to get y'all opinion.
He's next in line, one way or another.
Is ultimately this the I think it was no secret, especially once he started coaching, that D'Amico was going to get a job, right? I think that even Kyle came out and said, D'Amico's going to be a head coach one day. Is this ultimately the fault of Kyle for not having somebody in-house to ultimately promote to D coordinator? I don't know. I kind of want to get people's feelers on that.
So before we go there, again, like for me, in the booth compared to on the ground level, man. I mean, I see Vic Fangio. Most people say they wanted him this past year. He's in booth. Dan Quinn. Most people say they wanted him. Last time I checked, that man.
Where's Schwartz?
He on top of the big playpen, and they getting turnovers every other week. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like that man been a coach. He's not a rookie coach. That man been here for a minute, and he's been playing in that position far as in the booth for a while. Getting him down on the field for, in my opinion, a veteran team. We don't have a team that's 2-3 years in. This team since 2019 and farther has been together. You know what I'm saying? And so as defenders, defense players, like people who like to go hit something, ain't no way in the hell y'all finna sit here and tell me I need you to come down here and rah and gas me up. I'm sorry. I'm a defender. I choose to go hit people for a living.
Mm-hmm. Look, Eric Davis used to say it all the time. He would say, look, either you want to take a grown man down or you don't.
Or you don't. Period, man. Like, I got a lot of fire underneath your butt as a veteran-laden team that has been to 2 NFC championship games, a Super Bowl as well, and majority of those guys are still on their defense. If there's not enough experience, not enough guys as far as leadership that's on that team now,
I don't know something about number 42 being in the stadium. That would have motivated me personally, knowing that Ron Lott was in the house watching me play. I don't know.
Like at the end of the day, if you need an old man to come down here and gas you up like that, we ain't ready to win, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like there comes a point in time. Again, we've been at this thing knocking at the door. If y'all can't look at each other like from near and here and say, bro, we've been this close for the last several years. Wake the hell up. Come on, let's play.
Especially when all we heard this offseason is that Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. That's all we've heard from. So as fans of as faithful, our expectations are set by what the players say. All I heard the players talk about this year was Super Bowl. And I know people don't believe this, bro, but to me, and like I said, the way George Kittle wearing the Fuck Dallas t-shirt and acknowledging, yes, that is because of Gary Plummer, who I believe was in the house. Fred Warner talking about Patrick Willis, and having a relationship with Patrick Willis, who I believe was in the house. You can't pass, we all see the Joe and Dwight statue. You see the 5 Lombardis when you walk in, into the headquarters. I'm with you, twin. And also, I just feel that, bro. Like, it's
real quick too, my guy. Real quick.
And I get so far. I love Fred Warner. I'm a huge Fred Warner fan. I honestly believe Fred Warner and George Kittle are the heartbeat and soul of this team. I've said it for years. That's why we give out the Bam Bam MVP, defensive of the player of the week, and we give out the Kittle Corn MVP offensive player of the week awards every week.
Hold on, let me say this real fast too. Again, and also like when we say we want Wilkes down, my thing is this as well. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yep. So when Kyle Shanahan's only giving up 17 points per game, do we tell him go up in the booth because he ain't seeing stuff properly? Do we tell Kyle Shanahan the offensive line ain't working right? Why you ain't over there telling Brundale, let's go, baby? Why you ain't over there telling Briefer, come on, man, pick it up? Why you not over here telling, CMC, you only getting 3.5 yards per carry? Hey, guys, we not going to call him out. Ain't nobody, we quiet then. You see what I'm saying? And so, but we know that's Kyle, that's the way Kyle coach. Kyle tell you, I sit 20 yards up the field to look at the defense. I mean, look at from the defense perspective. He's been doing this since he's been coaching.
Let's be real. There's nobody in the organization that can tell him no. Like he's the man that runs the only person in the organization that has more power than Kyle Shanahan is Jed York.
I know that, but my point being is just like
I feel what you're saying.
I don't hear people as loudly when our offense is stagnant, is not being as productive. Again, everybody knew that this year it was a great possibility for the first time ever in this tenure that the defense probably won't be as good as it once was, right? We were told and meant to believe that this offense was able to probably pick up the pieces a little bit this year, and maybe for the first time in a long time since 1994, as we was told when we scored 30 games straight, 5 games straight of 30-plus points, the only team to do it, only 5 other teams have done it, that this offense could help this defense as they get acclimated to a Steve Wilkes, you know what I mean, and what he does as a DC. So when the offense is not necessarily producing as well, these things work in unison with one another. Football is a team sport. You got defense, offense, and special team. And so when you aren't able to kind of go inside with one another, being a physical running team, then we got to look at Kyle Shanahan because, again, he hired the DC. We got our last year draft picks, nobody's playing. This year draft picks ain't nobody playing. We got all these guys who we picked in the draft. All the person who's playing is Moody. You see what I'm saying? We lost depth because we want players. Hey, Kyle, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Where's the depth at in our defensive line? Oh, we paying Nick Bosa $35 million, so we got to let guys go. Same thing with Jimmy Ward. Y'all seen the interview between him and Richard Sherman. They had issues. So he said, I'm leaving. You ain't gonna let me play safety? I'll get up out of here then. So he's gone now.
I was curious of what happened to I would buy a Jimmy Ward jersey.
Okay.
Corey.
I guess only 2 people are talking tonight, I guess.
Corey.
Okay. Yes. I was saying about Cal. Cal needs to play all his players. 5-9 hand. Stop saying, I don't let rookies play. But no, put the rookie out there. Put Ronnie Bell out there. He needs to be out there playing. He might be the guy that turns up the offense. And let Mason play. Let all the players. I don't know what happened. Kyle, when he first came to us, when he was with Atlanta, they had to do a running back duel. But now he's using this one player all game. One player.
He's got a special toy and he just wants to run him to death.
Mm-hmm. He got to use all his weapons. He got to put them all out there. You can't just
Jason,
go. This one person might be hot. Like Ronnie Bill might be hot. He might be the hot guy that be tearing it up. It might be Mason that tearing it up.
Okay.
Jason and I on our
let me cut in
show.
TJ, let Brian go. You went for like 20 minutes.
Let me cut in real quick, Corey. The reason we definitely are upset seeing CMC play so much. It's really upsetting to see him play as long as he's been playing, and the other players not get the ball. But when we have went to these other players, what's happened? They've dropped the ball. They haven't succeeded. CMC's had a couple fumbles, but for the most part, since we've been giving him the ball, we're winning. Debo got hurt and the offense changed. We had an offensive lineman go down, the best one that we have, and the offense changed. Jake Moody should have made that field goal against the Browns. He missed 2 in that game. Regardless of what the offense did or the defense, at the end of the game, if you have a chance to win the game, but he's a rookie. But that's not an excuse. Rookies and vets miss kicks. All kickers, it's like a 50-50 chance every time you go up to kick the ball. But this offense, they've been doing their job. And it's not all on the offense. It's not all on the defense. But when the offense goes down in the red zone and turns over the ball, what does the defense have to do or say about that? Put your helmet on. Let's go out and play ball. When the defense drops interceptions, hey, at least they stopped that down, right? But they could have had a turnover. That could have changed the momentum. But again, it's a game on both sides. What's happened, the idea of having these guys play way out. So for a while they were saying 5 guys are rushing the defense, and rushing, and they don't have enough space to turn around and make their moves and stuff. And then they say, oh, let's give the DBs a little bit of space because the wide receivers, they're going to run out and we have an opportunity for them to jump the routes. So are they trying to pick off the routes right now? Or are they? Because one thing that we've all seen is the players are trying to hit, but they're not trying to wrap up. They're not trying to make that tackle. And we said it earlier, there's nobody behind the next tackler. Everybody's like doing their own thing. They're like, well, somebody's going to make the play. It's not me, but somebody. And I think instead of them being, I'm going to make the play, where maybe we have Dre Greenlaw, the only one who's actually trying to do that. But again, he keeps having those penalties and now he's hurt. That's my thoughts. I think we just need to slow down a little bit. The bye week's going to come. It's here. Everybody, can readjust. The defensive lineman, Chase Young, is going to be an addition. And, if you got 2 guys on both sides that's Russian, man, there's this. That's my thought.
But what I'm saying is, when Brandon Ayuk was hurt, who came in his place? Ronnie Bell. And what did he do out there? Did he drop it?
He got a touchdown.
He got a touchdown. No. He played, but Coach Kyle got his hands up his ass so much he can't even see the players play. Let them play. Bill Walsh let all the players play, rookies and all. He put them out there. But he did not have them on the sideline. What did Detroit do? Detroit, what did Detroit do, guys? What did Detroit do? He played his rookies. He played his rookies.
Totally agree. But Corey, you have to understand, when Debo's not in there, there is somebody that they choose to use as Debo. And that's Ray McLeod, right? When Ayuk's not in there.
He's not
when
working.
Ayuk's not in there. But see, you have to understand, it's the scheme that we're running. They have their enforcer, they have their go-to guy, they got their third down guy, right? And when Debo's not in there, Ray's the backup. When Ayuk's not in there, Ronnie Bell's the backup. Okay, and that's just the way it is.
Are you telling me you can't have a play with?
If I was the coach, all my players being used. I'll be putting them out there. I will not be okay, because I've seen what's in the preseason. Ronnie Bell was breaking tackles like Debo.
But
Ray can't break no tackles. Ray can't break no tackles. He's getting hit the first time and going down.
So
he's not that type of player.
Can I say something real quick?
Your opportunity. Give Ronnie Bell the opportunity.
To your point, yes, we have a scheme like that,
but
we can't. Okay, so yes, we have a scheme where we have people that play certain type of roles in that scheme, but that doesn't mean every play has to have those type of scheme players in it doing those type of scheme things. So, like, yes, we use Ray in place of Debo. But if we're not doing like our sweeps or this or that, if they're going out and running a route, that's something Ronnie Bell can do. You know, if he's just going out and running a route, that's something Ronnie Bell could do. And when we're having issues late in a game and scoring, why not have somebody else out there? We used to have the NASCAR defensive front line. Remember the NASCAR defensive front line? Yeah.
NASCAR and what was the
why
other
don't we have like a I don't remember, but why don't we have a NASCAR wide receiver package where it's like, we got to make money right now. Let's put these guys in, you know, the Bash Brothers, whatever you want to call them. I don't give a shit as long as they making money. You know what I mean? Like, I think so. Yes, you're right, Bryant, but yet there's times where you can do that, and Corey's right. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to kind of point that out.
Well, I agree.
How many times have we seen when
it's do that?
Go ahead, Brian.
I just want to say you could totally do that, but that's not the way Kyle's doing his offense right now. And this is just me sitting back and looking too, you know, like, okay, and then why is he doing it this way? This is the way he's doing it. He's got his players. If Debo's not there, he's got his backup Debo. He's got his backup Ayuk, right? His offense can still operate the way it was supposed to operate without those guys. It's not. We can all clearly see that, but we can also say there's been some other issues too, like the game that we just had against the Bengals. If Kittle would have had that one ball at the end of the game, that would have extended the drive. Ayuk had the ball that hit him in the face mask. You can't have drops like that. But Kyle does have a philosophy. I don't know it. I'm not in his head, but I see a little bit of it, right? And I think we all see a little bit of it. He has his backups, and sure, we could put players in there, but the same concept, right? Why don't we put Ross Dwelly out there to run a pass? You know, he doesn't have to be a tight end. He could play as a wide receiver. We could have Juice run out there as a wide receiver. We could have so many more options. They're not getting creative because they believe they've been close enough to win these games. And if there would have been a handful of plays that went away a different way, the Niners would be sitting here undefeated. But we did.
Two back set with Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So when we go into those sets, with like when we have BA and Debo there, we have Juwan Jennings as number 3.
Jordan Mason.
So why don't we just have Ronnie Bell with BA and Juwan Jennings out there and use them that way? Why are we putting in Ray over Ronnie Bell? We're not getting anything out of Ray as a wide receiver. And in a little bit of time that we've seen Ronnie Bell on the field, he makes plays. So there's no use for having Ray out there for the most part. You know, he's just a returner. I mean, at best, he's the 4th or 5th wide receiver. So
who's messing around?
Whatever
with
scheme he's running
they
with,
are really loud.
It ain't me. I heard it too, though.
It went away. But yeah, so whatever scheme that he's running, using Ray as a number 3 and trying to be Debo doesn't work. I trust Ronnie Bell to be more of a Debo style player than I do Ronnie Bell. He doesn't run as hard. He runs, they're not. He's not. Ray is not built to be that Debo. Okay. Yeah, he's not built, to run those sweep plays like Debo is and everything. Ronnie Bell is not built those.
Pops up the foot fumbles. You know what I mean? So if you're running him in those tough situations, he's got more chance of coughing up a fumble.
You're talking about Ronnie?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen Ray run a 73-yard touchdown in last year on a sweep, the same kind of Debo play. He does it too. He's fast. He just has to have the right opportunity. He has fumbled. He fumbled like what, twice last year? Two times, I think.
He has
2
to
or
have
4
the right
times. That was
opportunity.
it.
We don't want
But
somebody who has to
he's
have a right
also on kick.
opportunity. We want to have
So you
somebody
know
who's
he's
got the talent to make the right opportunity happen at any point in time, like a Debo.
So he split off for a 73-yard touchdown. That doesn't show that he has the opportunity or the talent. I mean, like, he has it when he gets the opportunity to show it. And he's been a really good kick returner for us since he's come on the team. I think Ray's fine. I really think he's fine.
Here's my 2 cents on the situation. Though Cal is a genius, as people would say, Cal's stubborn as hell, man. At the end of the day, man, we sit here. We didn't draft Ray McCloud. We drafted Gray, who's not been playing, TDP, who doesn't play, Ronnie Bell, who doesn't play, Jair Brown, who doesn't play. I can
Jordan
name
Mason.
like
Well, we didn't
12
draft him, but
people that we've drafted in the last 3 years that get no playing time at all. And what ends up happening is you have this big gap between players who are veterans and guys who never get the opportunity to mess up and learn how to play football. Sometimes, like even with the running backs, you can't run the ball one time and then say, okay, go get on the bench. I use the basketball analogy all the time. If you got a 3-point shooter go in there and he misses first 3, then he go back on the bench, he 0 for 1. Bro, you ain't even get lathered up. You ain't broke a sweat. You ain't even get the tempo of the game, the speed of the game. So when we look at the CMC situation with Jordan Mason, Elijah Mitchell, those guys get an opportunity, but it'd be so little that even if they make a mistake, it's magnified. So they got to have an opportunity. Cal has to be more diversified in his philosophy. He's so stuck in it and stubborn that we all see that there's an issue at the end of the games or when our offense is stagnant. We still don't run hurry up. We still don't run no tempo. These things are things at year 7 and 8 as a head coach or OC. You got to start adding to your teams because it's one thing when you beat these sorry teams or these teams that's not that good. But when you begin to play these better teams, you got to have more to your arsenal. And one thing about the San Francisco 49ers, we know somebody go get hurt. Point blank, period. So it will be even more incentivized or for you as the coach to be proactive to have these young guys getting ready in the stable, giving them opportunities, especially when somebody like Ronnie Bell shows you multiple flashes. When you led all the preseason as a wide receiver and yak and running the ball, that incentivizes you to say, no, I got a talent. No way in the world you gonna tell me Andy Reid will see somebody with that much talent flash on the screen and keep them sitting on the pine. You don't do that. You see what I'm saying? You try to use all of your weapons. Same thing with Mason. You see what he's doing out there, man. You give him the opportunity because sooner or later, one day you're going to need them. And then when you finally bring them on, you will get mad when they're not ready. Or you will say, oh, they're playing like a rookie. Well, duh. You never gave them an opportunity. If you guys look at the Kansas City Chiefs last year, they won the Super Bowl, right? They had a great turnover on defense. You know, they played the most rookies last year than any team in the National Football League. They gave him snaps. You gave him opportunity. You gave him a chance to learn. But right now, Jair Brown, out there around draft pick, he needs to be playing. You see what I'm saying? Give these guys opportunity. Let them play. We should have enough talent that these young fellas should be able to work themselves into the game, and it shouldn't be that big of an issue where we still couldn't win. So that's my own thing with Kyle Shanahan. He's so stubborn that I believe that he messes up the depth of this team, and now we sit here and say, well, why we don't have enough pieces out here? Because they never played.
Look at the Dolphins right now with how McDaniels is running everybody. McDaniels puts all of his pieces on the chessboard and uses them all.
Yeah.
Every week they've got someone else going out there.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. And maybe that's what we're missing.
Why isn't there a Jason Poe package?
Right? I've been begging for a Jason Poe and a Trent Williams in motion package for the last 2 years.
Yeah, yes. Red zone. Jumbo package. Get them big hall models in the game, man.
Yeah.
Hey, get Javon Kinlaw in there. Get Javon Kinlaw in there. Put him in there as a tight end or something. I don't know. Figure out what somebody could do. Get these motherfuckers scared that they are going to get blown out by a guy twice their size. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be on Sports Center.
Williams and Jason Poe are running at you.
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck that. I'm going home. You don't pay me enough. Millions, I don't give a shit. Put a fee on that
I remember somebody saying, I don't know if it was on the Border Sports said it, or somebody said in the chat said, "Man, I wish we had got Rams rookie wide receivers. Cool,
Puka Nacua,
yeah,
he'd been on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be on the bench too.
Yeah,
yep, that's what we said.
Facts.
Yeah,
We got our Puka Nacua. We got our Puka Nacua. It's Ronnie Bell.
Yep.
And every time he come in the game, we can say, "Ring my bell."
I've been wanting to say that all year long.
It's ridiculous.
Instead of Pikachu.
You're right, because I had that thought too. And then once you said he'd be on the bench, I was like, that's fucking truth. It's true. Look, Jordan Mason. What have we seen out of Jordan Mason? Nothing but greatness. Every single freaking carry, pretty much. Yeah, that's greatness. You know what I'm saying? That's great.
I know that much.
So why don't we have Jordan Mason in the backfield? And if we hand it off to him, he goes straight down the gut, right? And if we don't hand it off to him, we hand it to Christian McCaffrey around the edge, right? And so when they're all crowded in the middle, we fake to Jordan Mason and we hand it to Christian McCaffrey, and he runs, probably for a lot. And then when they all spread out in the zone and they want to make sure they got people over there,
kill in the middle
with Jordan Mason. Yeah, just kill him in the middle. Like whatever they're selling out to, give them the opposite until they have to try and play 4D chess on you. You know what I'm saying?
So what are you guys more annoyed at with how the things are playing right now? The defense or the offense? Because to me, it's the offense.
It's the defense.
Special teams.
I'm offense, man. Man, because I yeah.
To me, it's both frustrating. Right now,
we haven't been good on offense like this for that long. The defense was always our winner. That's my
Rick Diaz. Rick Diaz, man. I'm thinking like this guy. Sorry, Corey. Rick Diaz at the bottom. He brings up a good point. Let's bring in Alfred. Let's bring him in. Alfred Gutierrez. He can block. He's like he's like 7 foot tall.
Alfredo.
I mean, like, yeah, come on. Like, bring the dude in. Let him play right tackle. Let's go. Let him play guard. Let's go. I mean, come on.
I don't know about guard, but he could look. What you would want to do with him, if he could, I don't know if he's necessarily got the quickness in the feet, but if you want to talk about just a monster, make him be a tight end on trick plays. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, it's just jumbo, right?
Put him at
and just let him run over a defensive end. No. What are you talking about?
Okay, so I played quarterback, right? And I'm a very short quarterback too. So when I had to throw the ball,
and you lined up under the guard one time.
So I never, ever. But I was always I was really good at doing the pop passes where you fake to the running back and then you throw it to the tight end, and that's basically just it's a dump off pass over the top of everybody. So I was fast at that, and I had big guys who were in front of me. So I just stepped to the side, or I just seen where he was at, and I threw it right there where I knew he was going to be turning. So I guess it works for everybody. Like Doug Flutie was really good and he was short. So it just, it works out for the people. But I'm saying if you put that dude at center, I mean, who's going to get past him, right?
We
can't just keep leaving him.
He's too tall to play center.
Oh, they can. Well, also look, he
can't play guard. He's not fast enough to play right tackle. Why would we have him on the team?
I think it's kind of like a development thing for the World League. So they're trying to just develop. That's one thing. That's the rumor that I heard about things, but not the World League, but like when they expand it to like Europe and maybe Central America, Southern or Central America, whatever.
The XFL.
I don't. Right now, if he can't play tackle, he's not really. So first thing, a center, for him to learn how to snap the ball right now, just starting that, he's It's not a good thing. You kind of want somebody who's got, years of experience. And then that's just if you're just snapping it while he's under center. If you're doing the shotgun snap, oh man, are you ready for this? So no, don't swap him in at center. To me, I think it would, if you just play him as the tight end, if you just needed a wall to like seal off, like he could be great on the back end. I just think Poe on the front end, on the attacking end, edge, whatever you want it, I think that would be nasty.
But do we know if this guy can catch? You say tight end. Can he catch the football? He can't snap.
Well,
he's too tall to play guard.
Jason Poe can.
But Jason Poe is different than Gutierrez, right? But you're saying put Gutierrez at tight end. So can he
Gutierrez
could,
like, if you were going into a jumbo formation, he could seal off the end. Like, no matter what happened, you could just put him on a guy, I'm guessing, as long as he got his hands on him and kept his hands on him, this guy would be occupied. You know what I'm saying? He's bigger than Trent Williams, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm down. But put him on the field somehow.
If you want somebody running and cracking somebody like Trent Williams did, Jason Poe is the guy for that.
Trent took Jason Poe underneath his wing and was trying to help him out too.
Is Jason Poe still on
right?
The team?
But what I'm saying is Poe. Yeah, he's practice squad.
Is he on the practice squad?
Yeah,
as far as I know.
Okay.
A lot of the guys on the squad.
But you know what? Before we started this talk, I used to feel comfortable with our defense out there.
Yeah.
Now I'm not feeling that comfortable. I'm praying that they can make a stop, that they don't let these guys drive down the field. I used to feel comfortable when you turn the ball over a lot last year, and I'm like, okay, our defense is gonna take care of this. Now it's like, oh no.
Well, hey Corey, this people, and I got like flack for it. They were like, man, when it's so hard to keep a great defense together, and people be like, well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm part of the Super Bowl bus team. I am. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, we got to win, because I know it's not that easy. It's not easy to have a collection of talent to play at such a high level for a long period of time.
Yeah,
it's hard to do that. And I know it may seem like we getting kind of greedy or we frustrated when some fans be like, we need to win, but it's because we know that in a moment's notice, you know what I'm saying, things can change real quickly. Especially if we're not necessarily getting the younger talent established and developed. So then you either got it's like the economy. You either got the rich or the super poor. We don't have no middle class. You see what I'm saying? And you need that to sustain a good economy. You know what I'm saying? A good economy. And so like that's what I feel about football sometimes. And so at this point in time, there's a lot of players right now with Drake Jackson, 2nd round draft pick, right? I mean, we can name several picks in the last 3 years that, again, they don't play. And we need something to break. We need something to happen. We need to get the guys' confidence. And Kyle, I think he can do it. I know sometimes it takes a little humble pie. I thought Brock Purdy would give Kyle the confidence to maybe go out on the ledger a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And I think he did in the first couple games this season. I saw Kyle go for it on 4th down in the first quarter. I was like, okay, Kyle, I see you you feeling yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I like that because to me, that tells the defense and the offense, I believe in you. You see what I'm saying? I think you're going to have my back if I call this play. But then now I'm kind of weary because once Brockton had a couple issues and the defense not looking the same, now will Kyle go back to being, a super conservative Kyle and reserve Kyle? I don't want that to happen. I don't want Brock Purdy to be on the loose as far as getting ready to be on the bench. I don't want to hear that. If he's a starter, he's a starter. I was one of the biggest Trey Lance fans. But once you traded him, I said, well, thank God, because we ain't got to worry about this issue no more. You see what I'm saying? You take that away, stick with your guy. Stay believing in your guy. I know y'all said we didn't want to have a time where we got to develop, But whether it was Trey Lance or Brock Purdy, it's the NFL. You're going to have ups and downs. But keep the faith, keep believing in this dude, keep the confidence in this guy, man. And that's how we get better. And keep that same energy with Mason too. Same energy with these other fellas as well. And I believe we will see that more in the back end, as far as in January and February. And they'll give us the ability to steamroll in the playoffs, in my opinion.
What's that noise?
I'm not hearing anything.
Now it's gone. It was there.
I was hearing it. Yeah, I heard it, Corey. Oh, it's come back.
Now it's coming back again.
What's the sound? Because I'm not hearing anything.
I can hear it, but I have no idea what it is.
Sound like a fan,
it's like
probably.
Audio gargling.
My fan's on the inside of the room.
If he can't hear it, it must be him.
It's possible. Hold on. Let me try something real quick. Be right back. Is it gone now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, maybe it was my fan.
How all of a sudden was it an issue?
I don't know. It hasn't moved. I haven't touched it, turn it up, or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how all of a sudden, because it was right while he was talking, and I was like, man, like, because it didn't even sound like him talking and it like being twice or anything like that. Nobody else is making sounds. So it didn't sound like a TV sounds clearer. It sounded like maybe a bad TV through like a CB or something. I don't know. Shout out to CB whipping in the wind. No, there ain't a country station that I can't tune in.
All right, so I'll bring up some of the transactions we've had this week, the injury report. Debo stated on the Up and Adams show that he's going to be ready. So I guess we're back to seeing no more Ronnie Bell. Not that changes a whole lot. With him coming back, maybe Kyle will figure out how to run the offense through Debo again. But again, we'll see how that works. Trent Williams is trending to be back for the Jags. That means no more Jalen Moore on the outside getting beat every other play. Banks is going to be out till sometime after the Jags game. He has that turf toe, which I've never had a turf toe, but I've heard it hurts like
fucking
hell.
sucks. Oh, it sucks.
That's what the ligaments on your big toe or something like that. That's after being hyperextended.
Yeah, it's kind of between. It feels like you're okay. So you know how you got your big toe and your other four toes are kind of the same. Imagine somebody grabbed your big toe and grabbed the rest of your toes and started pulling your toes apart, like your big toe and the rest of your toes. That's what it feels like to walk.
Sounds like gout.
I used
that conversation.
I used to have to ball my foot up in like a fist, and that's how I ran down the field. In my shoe, my foot was balled up like a fist because that was the only way I could run without it just being excruciating. Because we ain't sitting the game out. Are you freaking kidding me? We only get a couple of these a year. I died all summer in practice doing 2 days. I ain't fucking bitching out.
You would start earning it once you get to the NFL. You get weeks off for turf toe and everything else.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'm tired of Indian runs. God dog it.
I'm not saying he's a bitch, right? I'm not saying he's a bitch. I'm just saying that's how I was able to overcome it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
he might have been playing with this a while, and it's probably gotten to the point where he can't deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? That's usually what this stuff is. It's already been an issue lingering over, and they just can't get over it. And now it's so bad that they can't really do anything, and they got to get back. And by the time they get back, they're not necessarily 100%. They're just it kind of, they can heal up enough, to where it's not going to be re-aggravated, but it's going to be a lingering heal. It's going to take a while because you're still.
So it's all about your pain tolerance. On that.
Totally. A lot of things are. Right. A lot of things are.
You see Patrick Willis, he retired from it. He had turf toe. Deion Sanders, same thing. Turf toe took him out.
Well, and
then we got Daryl. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
it can be, different severities. Like mine flares up every now and then, but it doesn't stay for very long. And it's not like, yeah. And it's like once every like 10 years or so, it fucking kicks back up or something.
All right. Then we got Darrell Little Jr. and Samuel Wolbach are close to having their practice windows open. Hopefully the two of them get back, and then we can pretty much just drop Oliver, because at this point he's just terrible at everything on the field. He makes a couple of plays here and there, but for the most, he's got like 100% reception rate on him for like the last 2 games or something crazy. I saw some stat with that a couple of days ago. It's just bad.
He's 8 for 8 against him in the last, like, it was like a game's worth, but it was like half from the game before and the first half of the last game, I believe it was.
Yeah. And then come back on the offense, we got Danny Gray, who's also close to getting his practice window open. Anybody else actually want to see anything with Danny Gray? Because even when he's gotten his chances, he hasn't looked good.
I do, mainly because, you know what I want to see, though? I mean, I know this is not part of our team for real as far as our identity. I would love to see us in the 5 wide receiver set, though. I wouldn't mind seeing Brock Purdy and empty. You know what I'm saying? I think he has the physical capabilities as far as moving in the pocket. And there's enough skilled players where if we can't get none, he can run,
They put him in empty backfield.
Huh?
They put him in a 5 wide and empty backfield, not necessarily with 5 specific wide receivers.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say. Like 5, like going out and actually running, route, like vertical routes, or like long routes. Most people know if the 49ers,
but then you'd have to play Ronnie Bell.
Huh? What'd you say?
Then you'd have to play Ronnie Bell.
Yeah, we gotta let him play. You know what I'm saying? Stretch it out a little bit.
Kyle would never do that.
But who did pretty good with that a little bit back in the day, far as like a little up tempo, a little shotgun formation, you know what I'm saying? Let my man go out there, scan the field, do his thing. Jimmy used to be okay in that too sometimes. I gotta give him some props. But I just think, Brock Purdy would have even more confidence. Not saying you gotta run 15 to 12 plays like that, but just a couple, you know what I mean? And it's not something that we usually do. So I think they'll catch some defenses off kilter a little bit because it's not on tape, you know what I mean? So they're just throwing it out there, It's all right, Kyle. I wouldn't mind seeing it, you know what I mean?
Well, I think Ryan's right. He just won't get used. All right, let's see who's there. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I wasn't taking credit for that. I think everybody else kind of brought that up first, so I just kind of was re-bringing it up.
Oh, all right. So we are 5-3 at the break. I know when I did my predictions at the beginning of the year, I had us at 10-7, but that was mostly because of growing pains with Brock and with Sam Darnold starting, because who knew if Brock was going to be ready come the beginning of the season and everything like that. With the rest of the season, David, we haven't heard from you in a while. How do you see the rest of it working out?
We honestly, I don't think we have a favorable schedule at this point, because the Jags, I don't see that being an easy game. We got to go all the way across the country. We're coming off a bye week.
So are they.
But that's exactly it. So are they. Bengals are coming off a bye week against us. This is where our minus rest days thing comes in. And
what's
at first
the schedule?
I was like, what are these guys talking about minus rest days? All these guys got to play a schedule similar to ours. But then I started looking at how many teams had bye weeks we're playing. We're like right before we play them. It's like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
No, I think we're like negative -20 rest days coming into this game.
I mean, when I did the picks right after the schedule came out, and this is before a whole bunch of things happened, I actually picked us losing to the Browns. I picked us losing the Thursday night game to the Seahawks and that game versus the Ravens, which at this point, I don't think we have a choice but to win them, especially if we're going for that number 1 seed. Yep. So I'm hoping that, the coaches don't take the bye week off, spend the bye week watching tape, seeing what's the problem, and fix it. At this point, I see discipline problems, people just not doing their job. Yep. I also see our defensive backs playing back a little far. At this point, like the Rams game, I believe Matt Stafford was getting the ball out at what wasn't it 2.55 seconds average for the whole game?
So
the NFL average is the NFL average is actually 2.79. But there are I saw a graphic and I've been trying to find it again, but I haven't been able to, that showed every team we had played and how fast the quarterback got the ball out. And everyone's getting the ball out way faster than league average against us, except the Dallas Cowboys. They were like literally right at the league average. So people have seen what to do against our pass rush. You get the ball out before they have a chance to get there. It negates the whole pass rush, does it not? Right? Yeah. And if that's what people are going to do, have our receivers play up on them. Let's do it, and give the pass rush a second to, actually get to them. But at the same time, our corners aren't exactly the fastest in the league. So that might make them susceptible to, losing on the mid-range routes, long, deep routes. But at the same time, if our pass rush is going to get there, then why not? Let's make that quarterback take a little bit longer to get the ball out. So, all this money we have up front can be spent wisely.
If you're jamming him correctly at the line, then your speed really shouldn't matter. And when you've got help over the top, who cares if you get burnt a little bit and they throw the ball that area? That safety's supposed to be there to knock his freaking lights out and the ball down. I'm just saying. Or intercept
I believe you, but they kind of slow.
They are not doing their jobs, though. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, also, Centennial missed the Rams. You missed the Rams at the end of the season, buddy. That's got to be a W.
Hey, McNiner, I believe Joe Burrow set the record against us, though, for the entire National Football League for this year, far as how quickly he got the ball out against the 49ers. He set a record. And also, the one and only Kirk Cousins was 4th for the entire year. So we got to keep that in mind. The top 5 fastest quarterbacks to throw the doggone balls this year was Kirk Cousins and Joe Burrow against us. And that means they was gunning that thing, meaning they was getting that ball out quicker than we've seen throughout the whole year. And that counts for something for them quarterbacks. Again, you got to toss your hat to those individuals to play that position and that way and that manner, to be that consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rough. You know what I mean? And so we definitely got
to get the ball out quick doesn't mean you can do it and win a game, by consistently doing it, because you know what I mean? You got to have a target that's viable and not throw a touchdown or an interception.
You got to throw it, the anticipatory, the ability to read, know where your reads are going, they really was out here carving us up, you know what I'm saying? And so hopefully we don't have to go through that again this year, but at the same time, it's good to have that on film as a learning experience and to get it out the way early now, you know what I'm saying? And then we can be able to implement somebody like a Chase Young, maybe can shift some things around. And I'm excited to see this next half of our defense coming to life and doing some new things and just playing with a sense of pride too. I know those guys got pride and egos over there on that side of the field. And that's what I'm going to lean on as a fan, that them boys are men that take pride in what it is that they do.
What up, Joe?
What is going on, girls?
Hello, Joe.
How you guys doing?
Feeling
I'm
good
just,
after Steph Curry had his game winner, man. I'm feeling great right now. You know what I'm saying?
rearranging my dress over here.
Yeah, I don't watch the NBA. I find it boring as hell.
About to get my
There's
blouse
a
on.
tournament now to start the NBA season.
What?
Yeah, it's a tournament. My boy just got the first victory in the tournament, man. It's bad for your eyes, but yeah.
So is it like it's a straight one-up game tournament? He's like best out of 3. Like I said, I know nothing of this tournament. I just found out about it a little bit earlier today.
Every team participates in it. You know what I mean? Mainly what they're trying to do is give these teams the incentives to play harder in the beginning of the season, because a lot of times, I mean, football is king. Let's keep it a buck, and so everybody's attention is on football earlier in the year, and so a lot of fans don't be watching. So they're trying to see if they can do something to kind of spruce things up, to bring some attention to it and give the guys some incentives. So I know there's some money involved in it as well, as far as those who may win and come in first, second, and third place. So, but I don't know all the details. I don't have it in front of me, but there is some incentives behind it as well.
Brian, you wanted to say something?
So, just shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody, normally we stream on one channel, on Friday nights, but tonight we're doing something different. Twins channel. If you guys are on Twins, please like and subscribe to Niner Faithful Radio, and vice versa. But please jump back and forth. I threw the link. We normally stream again like one, but hey, Sentinel, he threw out this question, and I want to latch onto it and expand it a little bit. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins just tore his ACL, right? He is like the last year on the Vikings contract, right?
Yep.
So what's the likelihood that the Vikings bring him back? And what's the likelihood of, him going to another team and getting a superstar, contract? I like Brock Purdy. I like our quarterback room that we have. But what do you guys think? Did his injury take a significant paycheck out of his, career moving forward? Because I don't see him being in Minnesota after this injury. Do you guys?
No, but that doesn't mean his career's over.
Yeah.
So where is he?
I think Kirk's the guy that could actually walk away. I think he would actually be okay just walking away and being happy with him. Kirk Cousins? I think
Captain, I don't think so.
If I die, I die. No, that man wants to win until he knows he's not worthy of being on the field with the starters, and that's when he will leave. You know what I'm saying? He's in it till he gets a Super Bowl, or he's not competent enough to be on the same field with the starters.
Could you see Kirk Cousins going to the Cowboys next year?
No. What the fuck, Brian?
I've heard a ton of teams. I have not heard the Cowboys linked to Kirk Cousins at all.
Great. Do you know who Dick Prescott is?
I'm about to say, you know who Dak is?
I'd take Kurt over Dak.
Yeah,
No,
you
Kirk
would, but
Cousins
you didn't
kinda like
pay.
Tony Romo.
You didn't pay Dak Prescott any money.
Yeah,
plus, nobody liked Kirk Cousins till this season, anyways.
Yeah. And that's a $69 million dead cap, I believe. It's like $69 million or something like that. They let him go or don't pay something like that. It's crazy. And he's like 6 years younger. So yeah, they ain't. Could you imagine Kirk Cousins getting that heat with that star on his head? Oh my God. The pressure. You think playing for Minnesota was one thing on prime time. Y'all see, hey, y'all.
So okay, we're assuming then that Cowboys will keep Dak Prescott for the next season. Where does Kirk Cousins go?
Or has Jose said they've got Trey?
Yeah, they got Trey, right? But where would Kirk Cousins go then? Where is he going?
Let's list off the teams. Let's
He
talk
might-
the East Coast teams.
he might go
because
Seattle.
He plays good at 10 a.m.
He might go to Seattle.
Probably
no,
not.
I don't see him going to
No.
Seattle. That would be dangerous, though. Actually,
No,
that's a good point, Corey.
No.
We're
We're good on.
More
We're good
Kirk
on
Cousins
prime
and
time.
Gino.
Let's.
Joe, what's this? Did I just hear the Seahawks traded for Kirk Cousins?
That's a good team. Corey,
They did.
you
The
just-
Seahawks,
oh my
the
goodness.
They're going
Seahawks
places.
traded for Kirk Cousins pending a physical.
Lisa.
I don't think he's going to be able to pass it. So
Right.
let's go through the AFC East. Who we got? We got the Dolphins. No. We have the Bills. No. The Patriots.
Possibly.
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 Patriots.
Possibly. I can see that.
Bill
Jets,
Belichick.
no, because Rodgers is going to be back.
Yeah.
Let's go
division.
NFC East.
Maybe.
Cowboys, no. Eagles, no. Redskins, no way they're going back to him.
That'd be great to see.
Who else?
Giants.
Not gonna do the Giants.
But they've got
the
Daniel
Giants.
Jones.
No, they just paid Daniel Jones all that money. So those are all the teams on the East Coast.
He could go back to the Redskins. Who there's left? Who's left from the old regime that he might have issues with?
They finna fire Ron Rivera. He's not. They go. Whoever's coming in, that's go bring in their own guy.
Yeah.
He ain't go like hitch his wagon to a 38-year-old quarterback coming off torn ACL.
Pretty sure Ron's getting fired at the end of the year. They're
that's what I'm saying.
Unloading all these players. He's not around for the rebuild.
Okay, so 50-50. I still don't think he's going back to the Redskins. So who do we have? The Patriots?
Going to the Redskins.
Let's go AFC North. We got the Steelers. No, even though Pickett sucks.
Ooh,
That
would be a good place because Pickett, if he doesn't have issues, if he's having issues, look, Mike Tomlin's not going to stand behind Kenny Pickett for too long when his ass could be on the line.
Dog, he stood
And they
behind
wear the
Big Ben
same
for
number.
way too long.
He 5-3 though.
He was getting plays with.
He's not 5-3. The Steelers are 5-3.
I'm talking about Mike Tomlin.
Wins
he ain't going nowhere. They looking at his team
Tomlin
like,
ain't
bro,
going anywhere.
how are you 5-3 with that team? He coaching his butt off.
You bring him in. You bring Cousins in.
But he might be under pressure from other people.
Okay, who else we got?
They can
Ravens,
both wear
no.
the same
Bengals,
jersey
no.
number.
NFC North. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, Pittsburgh, Pickens could get cut, right? And his number 8 can come off. And then Cousins will wear it. He'll just come in and you'll be like, you like that?
Brian, stop.
You can cut a first rounder.
NFC North, I think they're giving Julian Love. I think they're giving Jordan Love another year. Vikings.
I don't know.
You like that?
5 years into the experience? Really?
Yeah, they go give him another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's only his first starting year. Rodgers wasn't too great.
He has a worse completion percentage than Zach Wilson.
Who does?
That? Way to throw stats in my face.
What about
61.something%?
They might. Stafford might retire after.
The Rams?
Yes, Stafford might
they
retire.
both old.
No, because that's like replacing, like Twin Empire said, that's like replacing one old guy with another old guy.
But they got a Super Bowl last time they did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who gives a
That's
shit?
a good idea.
Hold on. Hold on. The Rams formula for winning a Super Bowl is to change cities. Then 5 years later, they win a Super Bowl. It's what happened in St. Louis. It's what happened when they moved to LA. So they're not winning another one until they change cities, and then 5 years after that.
I see him going to
Rams to Oakland.
Yeah, when they become the Chattanooga Rams,
No, so I think they'll move to Las Vegas because the Raiders are going to mess up their stadium, right? And then they'll have to move in there because the Chargers have rent free, right?
Hey, what you just said, Vegas might be a good landing spot for Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
I'll go into the Raiders, really.
Yeah, think about it.
Yep.
That is a decent landing spot, especially considering Mark Davis finally did the right thing and fired McDaniels and their GM.
Well,
no, fuck
he is
Mark
not
Davis.
Hey, you can't have David Carr, then Jimmy Garoppolo, then Kirk Cousins. Raider Nation gonna go crazy, bro. They like, y'all better stop sending me all these holier than thou men over here trying to bring us back to
Las Vegas
again, man. We got all
you
these
send old quarterbacks to die.
That's what I'm saying. They like, wait a minute, man.
I'm not, you know, I don't really care about the Raider Nation whatsoever, you know, being a Niners fan and all, but they've been through a lot. They've been through
Yeah,
a
the struggle is
lot.
real.
You know,
Holy shit.
well, so bring it up, James Richard Garoppolo. Where are all the he
You have to.
wins people? Where
He
you at?
does. He wins.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah.
Where
right
you
behind
at?
him on the bench.
Broncos.
Right behind
we
him on
got-
the bench.
we can't say that because then they're gonna give people. They're gonna say, "Wait a minute now, if it happened to Jimmy,
Hey, James has two Super Bowl rings doing what he does best.
Sitting on the bench.
Standing on
No,
the
he
sideline
doesn't.
looking
He has
pretty.
two. He
That
has
backing
two
up a
NFC
good quarterback.
championship rings. Oh my God! Yeah, I
When he
forgot.
has to do it himself,
does.
comes back with only
played
an
for the
NFC
So is he gonna do
championship
go
ring.
back up Mahomes?
I mean,
Yeah, bro.
that's
Yeah,
bad
bro.
job.
Hey, Kirk would be great in Sean Payton's offense. I could see him going to the Broncos.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that is another good one. But
Now with
No,
Russell
but
playing
It
the way
would,
he's
don't know.
it
playing,
would
though.
cost the Broncos way too much to cut that
They
sorry
got-
ass fucking quarterback.
yeah, they got Russ for too much, bro. They are stuck with that
There's
experience.
just too much. Yeah.
He actually playing decent though.
Don't
Hey,
care.
I had
it
it-
still sucks.
I had an idea the other day
What?
because somebody was talking about looking at trademarks for phrases, right? And I was just thinking about corny Russell Wilson and his "Let's Ride." Somebody in
trademarked it.
Somebody in Washington trademarked it for something
really?
or other, right? Yeah, but it might not just be him. It might be like a lawyer had done it. You know what I mean? And something or other. A lawyer had done it for him. But I was just thinking, like, he would do something like that. Go to a new team and then like always say one corny fucking line to then turn around and anybody who
He's
wanted to do
corny.
any.
He's
Yeah.
not corny. Are you shitting me? Russell Wilson's the realest motherfucker I've ever met.
He's
He
corny
was in
like
a
candy.
gang. He came
Corn
from
candy.
the projects. Russell Wilson did.
He got that white on the
Joe,
top,
did you meet him in
the
person?
orange in the middle, and he got the yellow on the bottom.
Joe,
He's
are you?
corn candy.
Hold on a second, Joe. Is that really you?
But yeah, Russell Wilson's real, dog. Like the
Hold on.
realest
Real
motherfucker.
corny.
Oh, hold on. This ain't Joe. This ain't Joe. Because the real Joe wears that hat that says "Run the damn ball."
Oh,
We got another fake account in here. Look at this. Got a fake
delete
account
him.
right
It's
here
not. It's
on
not the
panel.
real Joe Stevens. I'm the. Hey,
Got
I'm
the
the
fake
same guy that's
accounts in
Jim
the
Everett the
building.
Great.
The call is coming from inside the house.
The Jim Everett the Great and the fake Rudy are also the same guy. I mean, they say the same stuff. Come on,
It's also me.
I was gonna say this one about Joe. That's the AI Joe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, John Jay. I'm a huge Russell Wilson fan. Are you shitting me?
Joe,
Favorite
did you get
quarterback
to
on the
meet him?
planet.
Did
I
you get to
hope he
meet
does
him?
great. I hope he does great. They're on a bye this weekend. Russell Wilson can't lose a bye week. Are you kidding me? He's going to be in like a pop video with Sierra this weekend with Subway sandwiches.
pretty sure if you wanted to.
No, he can't. Dude, are you kidding? He
Joe,
went to
I-
Denver
Hop on a
because
horse,
it's
go
the,
for a ride,
he went to
fall off
Denver
the
because
thing,
it's
you
the
know.
highest elevation and you could get the closest to God. Are you kidding? That guy can't do anything wrong.
Joe, I know you've met a lot of Seahawk players. Did you get to
He
meet
said, "My
Russell?
man went to go to the the Tower of Babylon over here." So he want to go to the upper room, huh?
Yeah,
He knew he was going to be getting old, and he didn't want to have to be working really hard to throw those balls. You know what I'm saying? He's like, let me get that elevation to give me some help.
What other quarterback do you know that's going to take a 12-hour flight to London doing high knees on the aisle, waking up everybody
Dude,
else?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Anyways, Bryant, what do you have to say?
Well, I know
It's not
you've
even
met,
on my team, and that annoyed the shit out of me.
I know you have met a lot of Seahawk players. So, did you ever meet Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Couple times, once or twice.
No, I just saw him at training camp. I'm not like one of those fanboys, unless my nephew's with me, obviously. I sent all you guys the video. You saw it.
Are you taller than him?
Then Bobo or Russ?
Russell.
Me and Russ are the same height.
Yeah,
that's why
I was about 6 feet from Russ, and I was like, this dude is straight short.
Yeah.
And looks like a sack of potatoes.
When the Niners were in Stockton, I was just lucky. I would just go down there and, whoever was there, I was just like lucky to meet them. So I met players that didn't play, make the team, training camp, so I met all kinds of players. Right. But when I met T.O., I got to meet him like 4 times. And that's why I was asking. I didn't have a very good, time meeting Terrell Owens anytime. I was, happy to meet him, excited, but like I was just, I don't know, maybe it was the sun, maybe it was just too hot or whatever. I don't know. Maybe,
he's an
whatever.
acquired taste.
But, I was just, like, I don't know, 12 years old, something like that, and it was fun,
he was announced to you and you were 12?
Yeah. And I met him
in the nuts.
Well, no, and no offense to him. He is who he is, and I again, I'm just a kid standing in the line. I didn't do anything. And he didn't do really anything wrong to me either. It was just like there was no excitement or anything like that. It just kind of ruined.
So you're saying he pushed you down like a fucking prick and then spit on you, Bryant?
No, he just stiff-armed him and then autographed a ball and then threw it on his face.
And
then took the ball back and laughed. I heard that.
No, it was just weird, because I met other players, and they were always like, maybe
and they couldn't believe that he was such a jerk to you like that. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
They were like, oh my god, right? And I was overhyped to see me. No, there was just other players that was like more enthusiastic to meet, that I've met. Raiders and 49er players; those are people I've met, and. My dad, he went down there a couple times and he got to meet a lot of players and everybody was cool. But T.O., maybe it just a bad day or whatever, but I met him 4 times. And that's why I was asking you about Russell Wilson, because I know you don't. You got a thing about Let's Ride.
I love him. Let's be honest. So, did any of you ever do youth football camps where, like, I don't know if you live in the area, but where, like, well, for me, it would Seahawks players would come down to like Renton or whatever, and we do youth camps. Did you guys ever do anything like that?
No, but the Seahawks come down to like schools in my area and would do that.
So, no, so we'd always do. So my junior football team would always do like there'd be like 5 or 6 of us that they'd send us to Quest Field at the time, and we used to get to do the drills on the field and stuff. And the nicest Seahawks player when I was a kid, I swear to God, you guys probably aren't gonna remember him, but do you guys remember Bryce Fisher? He played for the Rams and then the Seahawks. That was the nicest guy I think I've ever met in my whole life was Bryce Fisher when I was like 7 years old. And just really constructing you, but being nice about it. I wasn't pumping my arms. I was being lazy. And I think that's probably the nicest Seahawk I've ever met was Bryce Fisher.
Heck yeah.
Well, shout out to the chat, Twin and Jason. The chat is popping, guys. Everybody, it's a good Friday night, and it's almost at the 2-hour mark. So what we normally do on the Friday night shows, because we like to stream for a while, and sometimes we'll have different guests. Not every one of us can stay the whole time. So if anybody's in the chat right now, take a good look at us, because you want to come back, like cheers. You want to be somewhere where people know your face and appreciate you coming. So we rotate the shows and we go round robin.
Knows your name.
Right? And
dang.
Inside joke, but it's not a joke. R.I.P.
Yes.
Chandler, from Friends. And it's sad that we lost a guy. It's an inside joke that half of us like Friends on the show and half of us don't.
Friends sucks.
See, there you go. Right
like
there. But
Friends.
Matthew,
No one go
on
to Joe's
TV.
show afterwards. The hell with Joe's show.
but,
Friends suck.
I like
Matthew's
Friends
very-
when it was on TV, but now I would never watch it. I'll go back and watch Seinfeld any day though.
Oh yeah, Seinfeld's
But
great.
Friends,
Friends sucks
I don't
ass.
give a shit.
So recently, if you didn't know, Matthew Perry just passed away, and it's an inside joke on the panel. But yeah, he just said it. Friends suck, but half of us like it and half of us don't. And but we rotate the channel, and we always talk 49ers, Seahawks, NFL. We have jokes. Come back and see us. Twins member Joe. All of us here are Corey, David, Jason. We all rotate. No Border Sports, and come back and see us. But what we'd like you to do is subscribe, whoever you're watching from right now. If you can jump to the other channel too. But what we do is we do 2 hours and then we go to another person's channel. So if you enjoy the banter and you want to get a little bit more into it, the after hour show gets a little bit, a little bit more looser. So we're going to be going to Joe Stevens' show. And if anybody wants to, I'm going to go ahead and post his link in the chat and link you up and meet us over there in a couple of minutes. But that's what we normally do on Friday.
Post it in the private chat so Jason can put it. Unless you're a moderator.
Willie T, we will be talking about the Cowboys in the after hours segment. We just can't curse as much on the 7 to 9 show. So
Who the fuck says that?
Whoa.
Yo, what's up with your hat?
All right, man.
His hat is amazing, and you're jealous.
He's a sailor,
No,
baby.
so I come in here, and you guys are like, "Oh, this isn't the real Joe. He's not wearing the run the damn ball hat." Yet fucking Sailor Jason's up there, and nobody said shit.
You say Steeler,
The hat's
Jason?
cool, man.
Sailor,
Hey,
Sailor
he's
Jason.
worn that hat before.
Yeah. It's got a
he's worn that
49ers
hat
emblem
before.
on it.
And that's fine. It's fine.
That's
I
just
feel
everything.
I feel very offended right now that everybody's talking shit about the hat that says Kingdom and not
He's
Well,
really proud of that
That's
hat
what
too.
you get for being
He's
a
really proud of that
a
hat.
12.
Cortez Kennedy.
That's one of his favorites.
That's what he gets for being a 12.
yeah, probably.
Joey Galloway.
I fucking
Chad
love Joey
Brown.
Galloway. That was my first Seahawks jersey in my life. Was
Oh,
a Joey Galloway jersey.
I met Lawyer Malloy.
Ooh, Lord,
No.
hey, it's a good one from back in the day.
Dude,
He was in a multi-level marketing company.
a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, the same one that Trump is getting like a lawsuit for being involved with.
Oh, dude, that's fucking sick. UW. I love Lord Malloy.
I was
That
in
man
it
can
too.
hit.
So yeah,
Bro,
guys,
they
please
told me I could be selling electricity to people. I
Hey
was
guys,
like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna get a
I'll be
beer
selling
before this
this.
next show, and I'm about to piss my pants, so I will see you over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
All right.
You should have
Just to
been
make
gone.
it clear
We'll
that
see in a few.
just posted.
Deal.
Yep,
Is that
that's
the
the link.
All right, I'm gonna copy this real fast. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my crew go to bed real
You guys
quick.
want to go out and let everybody know where you can ask and where they can find you at? Ryan?
You find me at the next show.
You can find me in the
Check
club,
the link.
bottle full of bud, my mom. What up,
Right?
though, man?
Right?
Look, hey, you can find me Twin Empire _ man. Hit me up on YouTube or follow me on the X, aka Twitter channel at Twin Empire
X.
X2, man.
And give it
Make
to
sure you
you.
hit me up, give me a follow. I'll follow you back, but I'll be hopping on the next channel. But yeah, peace and love. See y'all in a hot minute.
All right.
Thank you, Twin.
Yes, sir.
What the hell?
Oh, we got Beto in the house.
Yeah,
Beto with the Let's Go
yes.
Trump.
What's up?
Oh wow. I didn't think Beto was getting political.
All right. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. We rotate channels. Thank you all for coming. Jason, thank you for hosting. You were great. Great topics. Everybody, hope you had a great beverage. Something nice to drink. Something nice to.
Thanks for
and you
coming. Don't know why TJ was so butthurt.
Maybe it was bad connection. Sometimes it happens. We were all excited.
Angel
though,
showed up late. What's up, brother?
So,
What up, Shaw? Anchel, what up?
but we're going to
And
be
we'll
going
be
to
jumping over to Joe Stevens' show here in just a second. Well, I think I'll go ahead and end this.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta
9
think he's
o'clock.
grabbing
Thank
a
you,
beer and taking a
everybody.
leak.
And I think we all should probably do that again. Do that as well. Thank you guys for all showing up. It was a good night. And then, again, everybody go over to Joe Stevens' Seahawk Talk channel. I'm sure most of us will be over there in just a few minutes. And bang, bang, Niner gang.
Go Niners, stay faithful.
Go Niners. F the Lambs.